Good morning. Welcome back to another episode of Van Klausenberg's Life. I've had a couple questions about my name. My name is actually Mary King. I'm not going to lie to you about that. I loathe the name King because me and my biological father do not get along. So while I was doing some research on my family, I discovered some names that worked, and I chose one that best described me. And that's complicated, long, and I'm Middle European of descent. So like Romanian, Bulgarian, German, Belgium, I don't know. Just someplace in the middle of Europe. My family traveled a lot. They were never in one place more than 2 years, as far back as I can figure. So, except for, like, once they got here in the States, they settled down in places. They built houses and stayed there. So, last night, I started the fundraiser on GoGetFunded.com. Mary Van Klausenberg. It's M-A-R-I Van Klausenberg. Van Klausenberg with a K. I might put a link up, I might not. Shocking surprise how many people supported me and how much money was raised so quickly. And that little boost has taken an incredible load off my shoulders, because I was about ready to lose my Etsy store. I still owed them $100, and I had been using them for shipping and everything, and that was last month and kind of the month before. Well, the shipping on the stuff I had sold the month before, which, was quite a bit. Actually, it was most of the stuff I sold in May, trying to raise the money to help Pete get to where he was going. So I did that, and I paid him off. And I've discovered that Stamps.com actually does overseas shipping a lot cheaper. I mean, a lot cheaper. And so I will be sticking with them, and that way I have to put so much money into that fund, and my shipping's covered, where before it was just all going into my PayPal or my bank account, and I just thought, oh, I've got $50, when no, I don't have $50. I have $40 and 10 for shipping stuff, and that was one of the things that he really took care of, and I didn't think of necessarily when here now that I'm doing everything on my own, and I am overwhelmed. I had no idea how much he did for the business, and it didn't seem that much. He kept me straight on a lot of things, and so I put $100 on my Etsy bill. So I'm not going to lose my shop. I'm not going to let the bill get outrageous again. It was $185 last month, and that's because I shipped so many things overseas, and I underestimated how much Etsy shipping was going to be, so I lost a lot of money. I sent $50 over to my bank because I have to pay through my bank account, my phone bill through my bank account, which is $160 right now. That's with late fees. My electric bill is paid in full, and I expect it to be extremely high next month because I'm running the air conditioners quite a bit. It's really, really hot right now. The one panel that I removed in my bedroom to see what was behind it, to see if there was actually any insulation, because I had said for a long time it just felt like it was the metal and the wood paneling between us and elements, and I was right. That's all it was, and there was a huge amount of mouse and other wildlife feces back there, so I immediately closed it up because I didn't have the proper stuff to, like a breathing mask or anything. You can get some deadly diseases from that. Last night we had not a crazy storm, not the worst thunderstorm or rainstorm ever, but we did have a storm, and the gallon jug immediately filled up. Let me take a drink. So I took this huge pot that I don't know what the proper phrasing is. It had been used for heating up bath water, because when we first got here we didn't have a hot water heater. We had water, thanks to me and my fit throwing. So we used to fill up these huge, like canning stock pots on the stove when we used the gas stove before we realized how inefficient and how dirty it was. to heat up bathing water, and we would just kind of like, just bathe, just do like, do what we could. We got some solar heaters, and we used to leave those out on our car to heat up for a solar shower, which worked for a couple times. And then, like within a few weeks, we put in a new hot water heater, and that was that. I did get Maven, who is the pickiest eater in the world, some new dry cat food today. I try to get her grain-free, but I don't know. That cat is just the pickiest thing in the world. But, I got her to eat some dry cat food this morning. She didn't want to eat any fish last night, which was kind of amazing because usually she's about fish, but she's became spoiled. So if it's not Fancy Feast steamed fish, she won't eat it. And it's frustrating because that cat will get skinny. I mean, skin and bones skinny if she doesn't get the food she wants. And, you think that she's going to get hungry sooner or later, and she'll eat just enough to survive, and that's it. Earlier today, I caught her trying to get into the big stock pot to drink the water because she loves rainwater. She loves water condensation. She'll lick the windows or your glasses to drink I guess it's soft water because, rainwater is naturally soft, and I guess condensation water is naturally soft. So I guess that's what she's trying to do, because she likes the water out of the bathtub, but only if it comes out of the hot water heater first, which if you've ever lived someplace where there's hard water, but when you boil it, it like all gets nasty, and you get the calcium lime buildup. So I'm feeling kind of hopeful. Definitely back down to normal, or up to more normal, with my hormone levels. From what I'm reading, basically what happens is like a day or two before I actually start my period, I have no estrogen, and estrogen is one of the things that helps serotonin and all the feel-good chemicals in your brain. And when you have none, you have no feel-good chemicals in your brain. And at this point, not even the antidepressants I take help, because they're not geared for this monthly drop. And I looked back on my post, and I could tell that once a month I've been complaining that, my antidepressants weren't working. And Wednesday I do see an OBGYN, and I'm going to have this discussion with them. And I got all kinds of charts here to mark down the different symptoms I have. There's one for your monthly tracker for PMS, and then there was one that I found later that it really covers things that the other one didn't, like acne, feeling tired, upset stomach, cramps, bloating, constipation, backache, appetite changes, because Monday and Tuesday I don't think I ate anything other than a few crackers. Usually 4 or 5 crackers is all I can force into me in the morning to take my morning medications, and then I usually get hungry by lunch. And if I eat too big of a lunch, then I'm down. If I eat too light of a lunch, then I'm hungry. So there's something going on with me, and my levels of hormones and blood sugar or whatever is going on that food has a part of, because if I eat really light, I'm good all day. But if I eat something really heavy, like pasta and shrimp, most people, just a small amount of pasta and shrimp, I'm in bed for the rest of the day. I'm exhausted and tired for the rest of the day. And that's another thing I deal with, is that, even no matter what I eat, there's no if. When I get up in the morning, first thing in the morning, I feel pretty darn good. Within 45 minutes, if I haven't taken my pain relievers, then I'm not so good. And then by noon, I'm down. If I do take my pain relievers and I'm having a good day, by 2 o'clock, I'm generally down for the day. I don't like that. I don't like the fact that I don't have the energy or the get up and go or the drive to work 8 hours a day. And sometimes it's the heat, sometimes it's the cold, and sometimes it's just me. I don't know what's going on. And I've said many times that I think the generic Cymbalta is not the same, and I do think that, because I could easily show you something that really caught my eye in the very beginning, is that this is the way the Cymbalta looks that I take, that's actually Cymbalta. This is supposed to be a generic, but it actually looks like the Cymbalta, so it's from a different, I have no idea. But I was given these for 2 months, and they're completely different looking pills. They're a little bigger, and they did nothing. It was like I was taking nothing. And when I got the other pills, and I kept those just so I could prove that there was something different. When I got the other pills, the dreams came back and everything. With anybody who takes Cymbalta will tell you that you know when the levels of your Cymbalta in your body differ, because you will have some vivid, wild, crazy dreams. Like, I once dreamed I turned into an 8-legged god that made people say the ancient prayers the correct way. Apparently in this dream I was leading a prayer meeting, and we were going over these really, really ancient prayers, and they were like, no, let's change it to this, no, let's change it to this, well, let's accompany this. The whole time I'm like, okay, well, love and light to everybody. And then, of course, this is a dream. Then when the prayer actually started, I turned into this 8-legged god and started, beating people up to make them say the prayer correctly. And my husband, Peter, had to wake me up, and he's like, you were kicking and screaming and going on about everything. And I was like, they would say their prayers the right way. And he's looking at me like, when do you care about that? So, I'm rambling. I had to spray some ant spray for some reason. The ants loved my cutting table this morning, and there was about 1,000 of them up there, so I sprayed some ant spray on there, and I've been waiting for it to die down and clear off. And I'll wipe it down, and I'll get to work. I have to finish that belt, which that is a back support belt for a very good friend of mine in England, and she deserves it. All the little pinstripes you see are actually glow in the dark threads, so it looks really neat at night. I have a couple more things. One of the things I'm definitely going to be changing about how I run my business is it's going to be ready to ship. This made to order thing, having these huge orders hanging over my head, this is not working. Making the same thing day in, day out. Yeah, the cover changes, but it's the same thing. It gets old, and when you're not getting ahead in life, and it just seems like you're just having setback after setback after setback, it becomes depressing too. There's no new hope that, oh, maybe this'll, whatever. I thought I had it up here. It must be on my other computer. Alright, so that's my rambling for today. Ciao.